the week of June 17th through June 23rd. And this is our last couple days of Gemini season. We are moving into Cancer season. I'm a Cancer rising. I'm excited. Yay. So summer solstice on,
Right.
and it's a Litha, a pagan holiday. And by 4:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 20th, Thursday the 20th, we will have the sun in this water sign of Cancer. And we're heading right into a full moon. So full moon in Capricorn. So this is a big week, full moon week. So I like to get my moon water out pretty soon this week.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yep. Get it out the night before.
Venus is still going to be
leave
square.
It out all weekend.
You can leave it out. Yeah, you can really leave it out almost the whole week. Maybe put it out like Wednesday. Yep. Drink it on Sunday, or sometimes I put like a big jug and sip off of it during the week.
Yeah, that's what I do. I have a big jug. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. So the Venus square Neptune continues until Friday. Then things will lighten up a little bit. So Monday, we have Monday the 17th. Moon will be in Libra until early, like 2:38 a.m. It moves into Scorpio. Okay, so we're starting to see some water signs showing up here. Scorpio. Mercury leaves the sign of Gemini and enters the sign of Cancer. That's a psychic placement. Mercury, the planet of communication, and Cancer. It's like Psychic Monday, boy. So by the time you get up, there's going to be a lot of water energy. Venus also moves into the sign of Cancer. So to me, that's very romantic, nurturing, sweet.
That sounds like the perfect, I was going to say, that sounds like the perfect morning, if you can, to take your time getting up, do some lucid dreaming, or at least try to remember your dreams and journal them down.
I like that. And so if you can go slow on a Monday morning, please do. If you can't, just be extra gentle to yourself, or maybe take a little longer in the shower or take a bath.
Yeah.
All right. All this water energy. So there's going to be a nice trine between the moon with Mercury and Venus. So things should be a little smoother in your communication. There'll be a little less air energy because things are moving into these water signs. So on the 17th, we'll have, let's see, 2 planets and then the moon in water signs. We'll still have 2 planets in air signs, 2 planets in earth signs, 2 planets in Pisces, another water sign. So you're starting to see the planets start to dissipate out a little bit. It's been so scrunched for so long. So we're going to start to feel it getting a little bit lighter. Okay. There is a square with Pluto on Monday, so we can keep that in mind. We're not going to be able to fight the changes that are needing to be made. And so Monday the 17th, feelings are strong. Write in your journal. Don't forget your journal. Never forget your journal. Right? Journal, because the
especially
moon's
with
in
that
Scorpio.
Square with Pluto. Especially with that square. I mean, just, if you have something to say, to your boss or your partner, maybe journal it this day.
Yeah.
And wait, just wait.
Yeah, just wait a little bit. I mean, it's a full moon week. You never want to get into it on a full moon week. Things are feisty, right?
Just wait.
And it's a Capricorn full moon, which Capricorn is not going to be budged.
No.
So there's
Capricorn's going to be too busy.
It's going to be like strong and determined. So I wouldn't be pushing it with people. But with the moon in Scorpio on Monday, you're really going to be in touch with your deep feelings. And Pluto's going to be there to give you a little nudge too. So make sure that you take care of yourself as these feelings come up, right? We talked a lot about mental health this month.
Now, and feelings. Remember to write down how it makes you feel, not just the situation, not just the, your partner, your boss is aggravating you, take a moment. Well, how does that make me feel? And why do I feel that way? Dig a little deeper about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because the emotions are getting deeper. Things are moving. Like Gemini feels like more surface energy to me. Like,
Yeah. More like
yeah, like,
socializing and
yeah, like I think
yeah.
of Gemini as this bouncing ball, right? It's like over
Yeah.
here, over there, over there. But Scorpio's like down deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's written as the M with the little tail. It's a snake. It's a water snake, right? It's deep emotion. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is the Scorpio is like the deep emotions. So definitely, take the time to what am I trying to say? Dive into it. Dive into it. Ask
Yeah.
yourself how it really makes you feel, and journal it, and then forget about it. Let it go.
Yeah.
Don't fixate on it over this full moon. Yeah.
Yeah. And also like don't be like all of a sudden we have all these planets and water signs. Don't let it sink you, right? Like just let it come up and out. Be gentle and kind. Like Venus in Cancer is going to be like the most gentle and kind, right? So be that for yourself. Allow yourself to have a good cry if you need to.
Yeah. I was just about to say, go buy yourself some strawberries and feed them to yourself or your loved ones,
Ooh, because which moon? You said that one of them's called the strawberry moon.
It's going to be the strawberry moon. Yeah.
This is going to be it.
Yep. It's going to be the strawberry moon. So the strawberries are going to start to be fruiting.
Yay. Love it. All right. Yeah. So Mercury and Venus to Cancer on Monday the 17th. So Tuesday the 18th, the moon continues to be in Scorpio. Now, there's lots of romantic energy, but it is not a great time to make commitments in love because Venus is square Neptune. Anytime Neptune's involved, I don't care if it was even trining it really, but it's going to be, there's fog in there. So it could be romantic, but you might not exactly know what you're getting. Okay. Especially if it's new.
It always reminds me of like, Neptune always reminds me of like being underwater and seeing everything, like we're not going to see it too clearly, so sometimes this might look really good.
Yeah.
But, like you're saying with the fog,
really good.
But just it might feel really good, but
might feel really good. Yeah. So then the moon will move into Sagittarius around lunchtime on the 19th. So it might be a little bit lighter as it moves into Sag because there wasn't a lot of fire in general. So it'll give us a little more balance. Just make sure you've gotten enough rest. Okay. And then we move into the summer solstice on the 20th. It happens at 4:51 p.m. And just be gentle and celebrate this beautiful time of the year. There's a trine with Mars. So you can take, and I think Mars was in Taurus. So you can take this beautiful action of loving compassion and enjoying the summer season, celebrating the limited time that we get of summer season up here in New England.
Yes.
Right? And
take advantage.
And the moon will also be square Neptune that day. So more fogginess. Okay. Then Friday is the official full moon, 1 degree of Capricorn. And it's interesting. I've been learning about like the degrees. I think they're called the decans, and how like the first 10 degrees is like that sign, and then the undercurrent of the sign, it's almost like Capricorn.
Oh,
okay.
Right.
So like say it was like an 11 degree Capricorn moon. Then it would be Capricorn with an undertone of the next earth sign. So the next earth sign after Capricorn is Taurus, right? So if it had been an 11 degree full moon, it would be Capricorn full moon with an undertow of Taurus, but it isn't. This is like Capricorn, 1 degree. It's kind of cool, the whole decan thing.
I see.
I've been having fun with that.
That is cool.
So there's kind of a seriousness to this because Capricorn ruled by Saturn, right? Where it's like banging my hand on the table when we talk about Saturn. Responsibilities, rules, schedules. Yeah, work, career. Capricorn
Yeah.
Saturn is considered like the lord of the astrology chart, right? So, but the thing is that things aren't clear because all this Neptune stuff.
So yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, so if you're doing a job, make sure you cross all your I's and or what's the saying? Cross all your T's and dot all your I's. Just like double check everything, because I feel like we're gonna be getting into projects and doing fun stuff, but just make sure or even like, watch where you're walking type thing, because you're gonna be working, you're gonna be in it, but with Neptune there, just be careful. You might not see right in front of your face.
Absolutely. And Neptune's squaring, but then a full moon is when the moon and the sun are across from each other, and the sun's in a water sign too. So there can be a lot of like delusion, right? So don't overcommit.
Yeah, right. Capricorn's going to make you want to go, go, go. But like you're saying with all this water, just don't overcommit. Yeah.
Yeah, because you might not know what exactly you even are committing to. Right? So Capricorn's really good at committing. After the full moon fades, what exactly did you get yourself into? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So by Sunday, like the moon in Capricorn is going to be right there with Pluto. So there's a lot of intensity. There's a lot there. There could be some great financial opportunities, but there's going to be intensity. So just pay attention to what needs to change, because Pluto is all about change. Pay attention to what needs to change. Don't resist the change. And by late evening on Sunday, the moon will move into Aquarius. So be open that things next week might change up a little bit again, because we have Aquarius, which is going to make things, maybe you had plans set in stone, but maybe they change next week.
I was just going to say, maybe you actually, over the course of that full moon and stuff, you change the way your whole thinking. So now this whole week is going to be just a whole new way of thinking for you.
Ooh, so maybe.
Yeah, well, with Pluto, Pluto's like transformation, and it can be rebirth. It could be that we need to let go of some of the way we think about. Did you mention money or something? Yeah, some money opportunities, So maybe it's just like, our perception about how we think about money, Are we deserving of it or not, Money can be gifted to you. Remember that. You don't have to earn everything.
Yeah, and also like you might decide, do I want to spend this money that I have plans coming up to do? Right? Maybe you've had a great week of doing the simple pleasures. Maybe last week you got really healthy, selfish and focused on what you needed. And maybe you took some downtime. Maybe now you have some big plans coming up that you're like, maybe I don't want to spend the money. That would be an example of that to me.
Yeah, maybe you stayed home instead of going out and you saved yourself a couple $100, and now you're like, oh, now I have a couple $100 to it. And now I can invest in something or just doing that to invest in your health, Wow.
Yeah, what could be better for your health than like paying down your debt, right? Yeah, making more simple choices. All right, so let's pull a couple cards for this big full moon week. Okay, so I got the Two of Wands here. Here we go. Two of Fire. He's holding the world in his hands. It's a 2. We've had a lot going on with Venus. And he's really thinking about where he wants to go, what he wants to do. Okay, so relationship number coming up. You hopefully took a deep dive this week into really what's going on with you. Maybe you have a little bit more clear understanding of yourself and what you want, where you want to go, how you want to spend your money. And then I got the Page of Wands, which is kind of this silly card where he's like waving at us.
Yeah.
And this is young energy. It feels very playful.
I like that.
Right? He's walking in the woods.
New thinking. You could be changing your new way of thinking. I mean, Wands isn't really thinking. That's swords, right? But
swords
sometimes
is more,
I think of Yeah, but sometimes I think of wands as like the magician, you know, thinking up new things to create, you know, to manifest.
Magical. Yeah. And I like that he's just kind of out there where we were talking about like watching your money and not, you know, the simple pleasures. And he's like out there in the woods, you know. Maybe he's going to go pick some red clover like we were talking about for last week. Yep, all right. Exactly. So let's see what you got.
Well, I grabbed this animal deck from Jamie Sam's, and we love this animal deck. This is a classic. I've had this one for like 25 years. So we didn't mean to bring animal spirits into it, but I guess they wanted to, and we got the fox, number 25.
Cool.
The fox. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's great energy for this week because the fox is kind of like, reminds me of taking that first step out into, you know, what am I doing here? Am I what am I hunting for? And taking it cautiously. So, you know, like we were saying before, the thinking and the watery weekend and not sure what you're committing yourself to. Well, just make sure that every step you take, you are taking it intently, quietly, you know, like the fox does. He goes this way and he looks, you know, and he's hunting, you know, but
lovely.
Just
I like
take each
that.
step intently.
Yeah, intentionally. And awesome.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
Do we want to pull another one? Or is that good?
Let's do two. Let's see what else you got.
Let's do two.
I love that deck. I've been trying to get that deck, but I can't. I don't think it's in print anymore.
I know it's hard. I don't think so. All right. What else? What other animal spirit skills do we want our viewers to have this month? Oh, the deer. Oh, that's so sweet. That's almost the same kind of energy. It's more of the prey instead of the predator, but it's still the same kind of, you know, silently when we watch deer, they just kind of take one step and then they look around, you know, just always aware and just soft. And deer kind of reminds me of summer energy too. And the softness. This is a doe. This doesn't have antlers, you know, so this is like
so sweet.
Just kind of the softness, taking your time. And this actually has a wishbone and a crystal. So it's kind of like, you know, just take your time, think about your wishes and your intentions and, you know,
your
thoughts before your actions.
And you were saying before, watch your step because of the Neptune stuff and like how they take their steps very slowly, right?
Very carefully.
Yeah.
They take a step and then they look.
Yeah. And I love that you brought the animals into it because it's Cancer season. And what cancers tend to want more than anything is to feel safe, nurtured, loved, right? And so I often tell people who are water signs, and we have a lot of water this week, that they can kind of relax into trusting their own intuition. It's almost like the deer when they are listening, you know, they're calm until they hear a sound and then they go, right? That our body's going to signal us when there's something.
Right.
And so kind of relaxing into that space. Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Right.
Thank you for
Cancer
sharing
reminds
that.
me Cancer reminds me of intuition too. So really trust your intuition. Like the deer have that intuition, you know, they'll be picking their heads up and looking at something before you even know what they're aware of. So in that Cancer energy, even if you're not a Cancer, just trust your intuition more.
Yeah, this is the time when this energy is more activated. And especially with Venus and Mercury in the signs of Cancer. I mean, anytime you have Mercury in a water sign, that's considered a psychic placement, right? I have it in Scorpio. What do you have it in? Do you remember?
Well, my Mercury's in Gemini.
Is it in Gemini? Okay.
But I was going to say, trust your intuition more because in those times you might actually be picking up on what people are meaning to say, not what they're saying. And you know, so you're sort of picking up so you're sort of picking up on these other subtle realms And I guess what I'm just trying to say is to trust that. Trust those gut feelings. You know, if you're standing next to somebody and it doesn't feel good, trust that.
Move.
Don't be all, you know, don't try to talk yourself into it like a Gemini would be like, oh, well, maybe I should be social and maybe I should be nice and maybe it's just me. And no, I think
trust
you should really
it.
trust
I have learned over and over again, trust it, because it's right most of the time. And you might have Mercury in Gemini, but you have it in the 8th house, Scorpio's house. So that's a psychic placement also. So if your Mercury falls into a water house, 4th, 8th, or 12th, still the same kind of thing I'm talking about. And I know you have that about you.
Yeah. I'm learning this more and more. And the reason I was giving that advice is because that's coming to me now. I'm learning that I'm actually, when I meet someone, I can connect with their higher selves a little more, their higher potential, and sort of get sort of divine information that way. And I've always said, like, I read energy, I read body language before I read the words. So I'm just learning to trust that even more now. So
yes, me too.
When we get those feelings and those hunches, trust them.
Absolutely. It's taken me a while, and after many mess ups in my mind that I knew it and I didn't listen to it, I really hope and pray that I am past that point now, that I really can trust it, because it's right. It's right.
It's right.
99% of the time, it's right. So even if you personally don't have Mercury, or you have a lot of water signs in your chart, or Mercury in a water sign, this is the energy that's active now because these planets are currently in it. Okay, so there's an opportunity here for you to touch base a little bit more with the fluid body, with the psychic energy. Just observe it. Take really good notes. Okay.
Yeah, take really good notes and take the leap of faith. You know, trust your intuition, because we have to do the tests. We have to take the leap of faith and go, well, maybe I really shouldn't be hanging out with that person. And just do it and stop. And then you will see that, oh, my intuition was right. And it takes many, many times for us to do these things, these little practices, the awareness and, you know, letting go of the fear and just taking the action. And the more we do that, then the more reward we get from it. And then we realize, oh, I will trust my intuition, because listening to us talk about it right now, we've been working on this for years, you know, and I still find myself, you know, I'm not so much anymore, but, you know, we still find ourselves doubting those feelings. But now is the time when we need to believe those feelings and doubt the thoughts that are coming into your mind.
Absolutely. Because we live in such a logical world, and we are so taught that all the answers are in logic. But really and truly, what I've learned so far is I'm a lot of water. So the feelings are usually spot on. People will try to talk me out of it. People will try to tell me that I don't know the facts, but I'm noticing more and more. The more that I trust it, the stronger it gets. Right?
Yeah, the more you trust it. Yep.
Yeah. I've been actually playing a game with myself lately with clients, because I read up at the Mayflower Inn in Washington, Connecticut. And a lot of times I'll have a client booked, but they haven't given me their birth information yet. So I've been doing this thing where I start to feel what their signs are going to be before they get there. And my accuracy rate's getting pretty high. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's fun to play with.
Yeah.
So play with it. It's not going to hurt anything for you to play with this. And then you can sit and feel and take notes about what your feelings were, especially as you meet new people. If you really got a strong impression about something, or a strong feeling about something, I don't really care what's coming out of their mouth. I want you to trust that feeling.
Right.
Okay.
Trust the feelings.
Trust the feelings.
I was also going
to,
trust the feelings that we have about people, and also about things too. In this day and age, we have so much information coming to us from, you know, the internet, from just friends and stuff, that we need to really even more now be more discerning about what we trust, because we can't take everything as fact.
No. Nope. All right. So that's some advice for you for the week, for always, but especially the week of June 17th through the 23rd.